So this is part 2, where we repair the fairing. I didn't like that at all. That was bad. So this is... Alright, this is part 2,
where we repair the fairing.
Fixing the fairing. Alright, so you can see in the front fairing alone, there is a small crack right here, a small crack in this corner, a whole panel, part of the panel is missing right there. And there's some smaller cracks throughout the rest of this, like right here, and a few others on some of the side fairings. But we can easily fix that with this right here. This is an all-purpose cement for PVC and ABS, and the fairings are made of ABS plastic. It causes a chemical weld between the two seams, so it actually makes the repair very structural. Alright, the first step is to use the cleaner that's applied. This ensures that there's just a good bond between the two seams. Alright, so now for the actual cement, instead of using the actual applicator that comes with it, we're going to use some Q-tips right over here. Alright, so we got everything clamped up on the front fairing, and we're going to let this sit for about 2 hours before we go at it again with some sanding, and for this part we're going to do a panel repair right there. So by 2 hours I meant wait until the next day because I fell asleep. But everything's dried, so we can go and take the clamps off. Okay, everything's on there pretty solid. You can see that there's no flexing whatsoever in the crack. It's solid now. Now for these, we're just gonna Dremel these down and fill them in with some body filler. That'll be an easy fix, but for this side, there's actually a whole piece of the panel missing, so we're gonna have to replicate this missing piece in some ABS plastic that I have. First step to doing this, masking tape. Alright, and then we have our template roughed out with blue tape. We're going to peel this off carefully and transfer it onto some paper. Alright, so before I actually make a new template to be put in here, I'm going to cut this so it's straight and even. There you go. Now all there is to do is Dremel it out. And I'm going to go ahead and sand down the panel to get any remnants of the adhesive off. Okay, there you go. Now we're going to let that sit for another 2 hours, and in the meantime we're going to go and work on these side fairings. Alright, so on the side fairings, if you look at the top, on the right one, the mounting tab is completely gone. It should be like this shape right here. We're going to go ahead and replicate this side by tracing it onto paper and transferring onto some ABS plastic, basically doing the same thing we did last time. So at this point, my brother left me to go visit his girlfriend, so I'm left alone with the tripod. But I got the template taped up and now we're ready to trace it out and put on some plastic. Okay, so I just got the right fairing piece all clamped up, and the front fairing side piece is still drying, about an hour left to go. So I'm gonna let these sit for a while and come back to them so I can go ahead and work on the lower piece of the right fairing where there is a chunk taken out right here. Alright, the glue has been sitting for about an hour now and it's tacky enough to handle. And what I'm actually going to do now is use the ABS cement to add on these tabs right here just to add some extra strength. Alright, so the cement is now dry and it is a strong, durable repair. You can see it looks fairly good. All that's left now is to complete the ring for the turn signal housing, and that'll be it for the plastic. After that, it's to the body filler stage. And the other repair on the side fairing is also done. You can see it's a really strong bond, it's not going anywhere. And you sand this down for body filler. Next part is to cut off the bottom for the air scoop and go ahead and fix that. Alright, all of the plastic work is done. This repair is complete right there, as well as on the bottom and on the front fairing. All the plastic work is done as well. Added in the wall and the surface for the ring for the turn signal mount. And all I need to do now is grind all the cracks back and start the body filler. Okay, so I just finished painting the fairings and everything looks pretty good. It's really hard to see the seam where the repair was done, so that's good. But on the top part, there is a small visible crack right here, which is not too bad, but overall, you can hardly tell that there's a new panel that I made myself. And I think what I'm most impressed with is this right here. If you remember, there was nothing there whatsoever at all. And there is those few rough spots and some spot putty. Should be able to fix that up, no problem. And the cracks on this side are pretty much invisible now. So I think that's going to do it for this video. The next video is going to be some more finishing work and painting.
Peaceful.